Some people say that a church is wherever you have people gathered together in the name of God. And they quote the part of Scripture where it says, "Wherever two or three are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them," or something to that effect. What I'm interested is to know, how do you infer that, therefore, a church is just going to be any place, just where you have two or three people gathered together? That passage to me seems to suggest that God can always be with us, even when we are isolated or when we're only with a few people. We remember God and we can give thanks to God, and I suppose we can try and worship God even when we're alone. But why would you therefore make the jump and say, well, that's the same thing as a church? Is that really what a church was understood as for most of our history? No, it was a physical place, a physical building. How could you take that one line and say, therefore, a church is just a few people gathering together? Could a church be in a bathroom? Between the toilet and the sink and the shower, you could fit two or three people in a bathroom. So that could be a church. You'd have to admit that this could be a church if the Spirit were leading these people. In a bathroom, a dirty bathroom. So could a church be in the fruit market? Could it be in the middle of a forest thicket, in a swamp? Could it be anywhere you could have people standing together? Could it be on a beach? I'm sure many Christians would say, yeah, you can have a church service on a beach. But is that a church? They want to deconstruct what a church is, the idea of it. The church was always a physical place. It was oriented a certain way. It had iconography. It also functioned as a sacred space where people running away from armies or anyone who wanted to kill you or throw you in prison, you could go to a church, and as long as when you were within the grounds of the church, the pursuing party would not be able to take you in. It was understood within the culture because they didn't want to risk excommunication, and it would weigh heavily on their own souls. It's not like these people were just afraid of the government. They really did believe that if you commit a crime within the grounds of a church, it's a lot worse. This brings up the reality that some places are more special than others, and there are sacred sanctuaries, there are holy places. I don't know if every church can be holy, but some can. Some geographic areas can be holy. If you're at least willing to admit that a church cannot ever be in a dirty bathroom, at least if that's a starting point, or in a fruit market, or in a subway station, if you can admit that a church cannot be there, then you must be on the path to realizing that only some things can be a church, and that's a useful starting point for us. Hasta luego, amigos.